Okay, so welcome to part 3 of our topic for permeability. For this topic naman, or for this video, we have the relationships for hydraulic conductivity of granular soil. So you can refer to your formulas, guys, in the LMS or on your copies for the CLM students. But this one, I think it's much more easy to understand than the previous topics that we had. Okay. So eto, let's try this example. Okay. So the hydraulic conductivity of a sand at a void ratio of 0.5 is 0.02 centimeters per second. Estimate its hydraulic conductivity at a void ratio of 0.65. Ayun guys. So kung binigay ang void ratio, anong gagamitin nating formula? Okay. So based on the formulas that we had, kung meron tayong void ratio, we can actually use this formula. Okay. So I'm gonna write here the solution. Okay. So formula na gagamitin natin is K equals E cubed all over 1 plus E. Ayan. So that is our formula. Now, how are we going to estimate the hydraulic conductivity of the soil or the sand using this? Well, perhaps guys, we can use ratio and proportion. Okay? Kasi meron naman na tayong binigay na void ratio nung una at a void ratio of 0.5, ang hydraulic conductivity niya is 0.02. So it means that since the K is directly proportional to the void ratio, or your hydraulic conductivity is proportional to your void ratio, pwede natin gamitin yung ating ratio and proportion. So, how are we going to get this one? So, we can say that K1 over K2 is equal to E1 cube all over 1 plus E1 all over E2 cube all over 1 plus E2. Ayan. So, dapat, yung ratio ng dalawang yan is all pareho lang. Okay? So, ang gawin natin, since given naman tayo ng K1 nung una, which is 0.5, or should I say 0.02, pwede nating sabihin 0.02 all over K2 is now equal to, anong E1 natin at 0.02, that is 0.5. So, 0.5 cube all over 1.5. Diretso ko na guys ha, all over. Yung E2 naman natin is 0.65 naman. Okay, 0.65. All of cube all over 1.65. Okay. So, solving this one, your K2 will now be equal to 0.04 cm per second. Ayan. So, that is your answer, or the final answer for this one. Okay. Okay. So, yun lang. Madali, as easy as that. So, kung pinapa-estimate lang naman, we can use ratio and proportion. Basta given yung mga elements, guys. Okay? Basta may given na element naman, pwede natin mag-ratio and proportion. Okay? So, how about the next problem? So, ito medyo kwan lang siya. Medyo matrabaho. Pero madali lang naman ito. So, it says here that the grain size distribution of a sand is shown in the table below. Yan. So, nagkamali lang ako ng sulat, no? So, estimate the hydraulic conductivity given the void ratio of the sand is 0.6 and use SF equals 7. Okay. So, may na involve na SF value. Okay. So, anong gagamitin nating formula? So, pagtingin natin sa ating ganun guys, sa ating by the way, what is SF again? That is the shape factor. Okay? That is the shape factor. Okay. So, ayun guys, tingin tayo doon sa LMS formula natin. If you have if you have the LMS with you, dyan, given dyan sa LMS ninyo, meron tayong formula dyan, and it's actually in this form, okay? So, sulat ko na lang siya dito. If, I don't know if ganon, pero, or ganon siya, nakakuan ko, pero, ito yung formula niya. K is equal to 1.99 times 10 to the 4th multiplied by, medyo mahaba kasi yung formula guys actually. So pagpasensyahan nyo na, baka hindi kasi siya magkasya dito. 100% all over the summation of Fi all over DLI raised to 0.404. Diyos ko, hindi na makita. Pagpasensyahan nyo na guys ha. Times DSI raised to 0.595. Yan. Squared mo siya. Multiplied by 1 over SF squared. Ayan. Ayan. Pumapangit tuloy yung sulat ko. Okay lang yan. Pangit naman talaga yung sulat ko. Ayan. Times E cube all over 1 plus E. Ayan, guys. So, alam, hindi na siya nagkasya. Ano ba yan? Wait lang, move natin. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula. Ayan. Yan, medyo mahaba-haba yung formula. So, paano ba ito? Para mas maintindihan nitong formula na to, guys, isa-solve natin siya. Okay? So, isa-solve natin siya. So, meron tayong given na SF. Wala tayong problema dyan. Meron din tayong given na E. So, wala tayong problem. The only problem that we have is this one. The summation of Fi all over DLI raised to 0.404 multiplied by DSI raised to 0.595. Okay, so yun lang yung magiging problem natin. How do we actually determine for this? Okay, so ganito kasi guys ang pagkuha ng term na yan. Okay, so let me just erase this one para hindi masyadong magulo. Okay, paano ba natin kukunin yun? Yung DFI, yung DLI na yan or yung DSI na yan, that is actually easy to solve naman, okay? Only that, kailangan mo lang gawin dyan is actually to identify yung mga fraction in between the sieves themselves. Okay, so eto nga, given nga dito. So, ganito ang pag-compute guys ng Fi all over DLI raised to 0.404 times D raised to 0.595. That is for the DSI. Okay, so ganito yon. Okay? So, kailangan natin ng dalawang sieve, okay, in order to compute for that one. Okay? So, unahin natin guys yung fraction between the 30 and the 40. Okay? So, yung first two consecutive is yun yung una nating kukuhanan ng term na Fi all over DLI raised to 0.404 multiplied by 0.595. Okay. So, eto siya. Ayan. Actually, i-move ko itong problem na to dito. Ito ha. I-move ko na tong problem na to. Cut ko siya. I-move ko siya dito. So, cut na rin siya. So, let's start muna with these two guys. Itong dalawang ito. Yan. Let's start with this one. So, yung Fi natin, all over DLI raised to 0.404 multiplied by DSI raised to 0.595. Ayan guys, yan yung ating mahaba-habang term. So, how do we do this? First, you need to calculate yung ating term na ito using yung magkatabing sieve. Okay, so in this case, let's start muna with the sieve number 30 and sieve number 40. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is actually sulat natin yung Fi, that is the fraction in between. Okay? The fraction of particles between the two consecutives. That is your Fi. So, eto siya. Yung Fi nyo are these values. Okay? So, kukomputin nyo yung ating Fi or itong term na to gamit yung FI. Okay? Kung saan man nag-fall yung FI na yan, yun yung gagamitin yung sieve number. Okay? So, in this case, we have 4 na terms. Okay? So, the first term is actually this 4 here. So, we have 4 divided by, what are the diameters of the sieve na nagbabound dito sa 4 na ito? So, that is 0.06 and 0.425. Okay? So, yung DLI natin, that is the initial sieve. Okay? So, that's 0.06 raised to 0.404 multiplied by, next naman, yung DSI natin is yung kasunod, diameter ng kasunod niyang sieve. So, that is 0.0425. Oops. Raised to 0.595. Ayan. So, that is our first term. Second term. Okay. So, second term natin will now be itong 12 naman. Okay. So, ano yung yung pumapagitan sa 12. Okay? So, we have 12 all over. Ano yung nasa, yung nagbabound kay ganon, yung, ano yung pumapagitna, or ano yung pinapagitnaan si 12, that is 0.0425 raised to 0.404 multiplied by 0.02. Ayan. So, I hope you get the pattern. Okay? So, kung sino man yung pumapagitna kay 12 sa FI natin, yun yung magiging initial and second diameter mo, guys. Okay. Next term, we have 34 naman. So, we put it here, 34 all over. Fraction in between siya. So, this is 34 all over. Ano yung pumapagitna or pinagigitnaan si 34? We have 0.02 raised to 0.404 multiplied by 0.015. This to 0.595. Okay, so ito yung pumapagitna naman kay ito yung pinapagitnaan si 34. Next naman, pinapagitnaan si 50. Okay, so ito naman yung dalawa nating gagamitin. Okay, so lagay natin dito is 50 all over. Okay, 0.015 raised to 0.404 multiplied by 0.0075 raised to 0.595. Ayun, guys. So, 0.015 and 0.0075. Ayan. So, what will be the values of this? Okay. So, yung unang term natin, the value of this is 81.62. Yung second natin, the value is 440.76. The third one, we have 2009.5. The fourth one is 5,013.8. Okay? Then, after natin makuha yung values, we need to get the sum. Okay? So, the summation now of Fi all over DLI raised to 0.404 multiplied by DSI raised to 0.595. Okay, kunin natin summation yan. So, add mo lang lahat ito, guys. Ito, i-add mo siya. So, makukuha mo ay ano makukuha natin. Okay, so wait lang. Ulit natin. Add ko lang siya. 81.62 plus 440.76 plus 2009.5 plus 5013.8. So, makukuha ko is 7,545.68. So, yan guys yung inyong summation of Fi all over DLi times DSi raised to 0.595. Okay, so we can now actually compute na, or we can actually substitute this in the formula na. Okay, so ano na nga ba yung formula natin ulit? Wait lang, sobrang haba ng formula. I-move ko lang to dito sa side. Ayan. Ayan siya. So, i-move ko lang siya sa side na yan. Sobrang haba kasi ng formula natin, guys, actually. So, medyo ganun siya. Hindi ko, ang pangit din kasi ng sulat ko. Pagpasensyaan nyo na. Pero I hope you are able to understand naman. Okay? So, let us now do or write the formula again. Sobrang haba nun eh. Okay. So, medyo madugo. Okay. K equals 1.99 times 10 to the 10 to the 4th all over 100 all over yung summation, guys. Okay, yung summation of Fi all over DLi raised to 0.404 and DSi raised to 0.595. Ayan, ito siya. Okay? And then multiplied by 1 over SF squared multiplied by yung mga void ratio na. E cube all over 1 plus E. Okay, so sulat na natin yung ating substitution. 1.99 times 10 to the 4th multiplied by 100 all over yung ating summation, which is ito, that is 7545.68 square times, ano yung SF natin kanina, guys? What was our SF? Wait lang. 1 over, ano yung SF natin? The SF is actually equal to 7. Okay? So, that's the shape factor squared multiplied by, ano yung E natin? Yung given na E doon is 0.6. So, cube all over 1.6. Ayan. So, what is now the value of our K? Okay. So, your K now, okay, if you're going to calculate this one, will be equal to 0.0097 centimeters per second. Yan. So, medyo matrabaho lang siya, guys, because of this, the term na yan. Kasi you have to get it. You have to get the fraction. Ganun, mga ganun pa, no? Summation of the fraction. Okay, the ratio of the fraction with the product of the sieve diameter. Okay? So, yun, guys, yung gagawin natin. Okay. So, ganun lang naman, guys, yung eto. Okay. So, next question. Sabi dito, solve din daw natin siya gamit ang ibang formula. So, ito naman, gamitin naman daw natin itong formula na ito. Okay. So, sabi dito, 2.4622 multiplied by D10 squared all over E cube, or multiplied by E cube all over 1 plus E raised to 0.7825. And then we have K equals 35 multiplied by E cube all over 1 plus E. CU raised to 0.6 and D10 raised to 2.32. So, dito, guys, mag-interpolate ulit tayo kasi wala naman binigay na value ng D10. Okay? Pero pwede natin siyang interpolate. Okay. Saan ba dito yung 10%? Okay. So, the 10%, okay, natawa lang ako, guys, no? So, yung 10% passing pala is somewhere here. Okay. So, nandito yung 10% passing. Okay. Dito yung 10% passing. Ayan. So, andito yung 10% passing. Okay. So, let's do an interpolation in order to get the D10. Okay. So, gawin natin is, ako na yung mag-interpolate, guys, for you. Gawin ko na lang, that's 50 minus 10 all over 10 minus 0 must be equal to 0.5 minus D10 all over 10 D10 minus yung sa percent passing 0.0075. Ayan. So let's compute for the D10. What is your D10? So that's 50 minus 10 all over 10 must be equal to wait lang, 50 minus 10 times x minus 0.0075, and then so your D10 now is, oh, sobrang liit, 0.0009. Okay, so that is your D10. Okay, so that is your D10, 0.009. Okay, so yan yung nakuha kong D10. Okay, so substitute natin siya dito sa formula na to. Okay, so this is now equal to 2.4622 multiplied by, what is our D10? 0.009 squared. Diba? Hindi square mo pa siya, di mas lumiit. Multiplied by, what is our E? 0.6 cube all over 1.6. Yan. Tapos, i-erase mo siya into 0.7825. Okay. So, what will now be the value? So, 2.4622 multiplied by 0.009 squared times 0.6 cube all over 1.6 raised to 0.7825. Ayan guys. I don't know if you got the same answer, pero ang nakuha ko sobrang liit. So this is 3.23 times 10 to the negative 4. Okay, so yun nakuha ko guys na sagot. Okay. So sobrang liit kasi nung kuha natin yung D10 natin. It's 0.0009, tama ba? Ayan. Tingnan niyo naman kasi ang liit. Tama ba yung nilagay kong mga values? 0.015 plus 0.0075. Wait lang. Check ko muna ulit baka mamaya. Ganon. Baka mamaya iba pala. Okay. 10 times 0.015 minus. Okay. It's 0.003 talaga guys. Okay. So it's 0.009. Okay? So, it's 9 times 10 to the negative 3. Ayan. So, ito yung nakuha kong value. Okay? So, ito na yung inyong K. Okay? So, how about this one naman? Okay, so we have 35 times E cubed all over 1 plus E multiplied by CU raised to 0.6 times D10 raised to 2.32. Okay. So, kailangan natin mag-compute guys ng uniformity coefficient. Meron na tayong D10, wala na tayong problema doon, pero we need to get the D60. Okay. So, compute natin yung CU. So, how do we get for the D60? Okay, hanapin natin dito kung saan si 60. So, si 60 ay magfo-fall dito. Ayan. Magfo-fall si 60 dyan. Burahin ko na to. Hindi masyadong magulo. Magfo-fall si 60 dyan. So, let's try to compute or solve for the D60. So, that is 84 minus 60. Interpolation lang to guys ha. Baka nakalimutan nyo na. 60 minus 50 is equal to 0.02 minus D60 all over D60 minus 0.015. Ayan. So, let me just calculate lang to saglit. 84 minus 60 times alpha x minus 0.15 must be equal to 60 minus 50 multiplied by 0.02 minus alpha x. So, yung D60 ko is 0.0165. Okay, so gumamit ako ng 4 significant figures. I don't know if that's 4 significant figures, pero mas marami, mas better. Okay, so that's 0.0165. Now, let's compute for the uniformity coefficient. So, lagay ko dito, Cu equals D60, which is 0.0165 all over 0.009. Okay. So, yung Cu natin is 1.83. Okay, so substitute na natin siya sa formula. We now have 35. We now have 35 multiplied by 0.6 cube over 1.6 multiplied by Cu, which is 1.83, and then raised to 0.6 multiplied by 0.009 raised to 2.32. Ayan. So, the value of my K in here is wait lang guys, input ko lang siya sa calcu. I think it's the 1.21 22 rather times 10 to the negative 4. Okay? So, yun guys yung ating, this is in cm per second as well as this one. Yun. So, that is the value, or those are the values of our K in terms of the different formulas that we discussed earlier. Okay? So, yun lang naman guys yung ating relationship for sands. Okay? Granular soil rather. Relationship for hydraulic conductivity of granular soil. Okay? So, ang matrabaho lang dito yung second problem. Kasi masyadong mahaba yung may passummation kasi siya. Okay, so may passummation siya. So, we have to comply and we have to compute. So, yun lang naman guys, yung ating granular soil. Okay? So, next topic natin is hydraulic conductivity for cohesive soils naman. Okay, so eto naman siya. Okay, so we only have one problem here. Okay? At saka binigyan naman na yung formula. Okay, so yan yung magiging part 3 ng ating part 4 rather of our video topic for this permeability. Okay, sa ating permeability. Okay, so see you sa next video.